How do you fancy your own 32-foot floating private island? This is One Marine, I'm Jason Rolls, and stay with us as we take you through this very well presented 2024 Saxdor 320 GTC. Start in the back of the boat, in the cockpit, which probably is one of the largest cockpits in its class, because we've not only got one drop down side, we've got two, so both port and starboard. The boat is powered by twin Mercury 225 V6s, which are just under 90 hours as we come up here today in Ditcham on the lovely River Dart, and what a day for it to really show you off this boat. So these are electric, so they just go up at a push of a button, which we'll show you later, but obviously you can see they do hold a fair amount of weight, so great day out on the water can be done here. We've got a lovely board and ladder here, very nice and solidly done. This unclips, all folds out, drops into the water. You've got your cleat here for when you're alongside, but actually getting in and out of the water, that's going to be very handy, as well as the top rail there when this is back down in its position. So yeah, as mentioned, twin Mercuries, always been fully serviced by the local dealer Tonto Marine, which are just based over there in the distance in the Gampton. Very good guys, so they know the boat well. We come back here with this lovely 3-person bench here, which obviously can be reversed, which we'll show you shortly. But what a spot just to sit there, take the views in. This boat really does have it all for its size. You've got this flap here, this lifts up, so this is in place when the engines are up. This little pole here, you have a detachable ski pole, goes through that skiing eye there, so you know, grandkids, kids, donut in, wakeboarding, water skiing, you name it, you can do it. Which then obviously brings us over to the port side, and I can show you that ever drop down side, which is nice. And then we've got this bench seat here, which goes in 2 positions. You've obviously got the dining table, which will go up and down, so you can obviously extend this and make this a sun lounger, which we'll show you shortly. But what is quite nice is when that is folded the other way, this table comes out, and these support this. That folds over nicely. 2 directors chairs. You've got dining for 5, well, dining for 7, because with the size drop down you can get one either side, so it really is versatile, this cockpit. So I'll pop that away, and now I'm just going to show you, as I promised earlier, just pop that away, how these sides go back up. So you have the unlock button here. I'm going to try do this single-handedly for both sides. So you have to press the unlock, those 2 buttons, and like that, within 10-15 seconds we are back to a normal hold boat, and away you go. So they're now fully up in position, and you simply, to lock that in place, just pull that in, and this button here locks it off, and then likewise press that button in, that releases the catch, your unlock button, and away you go, back to beach club mode. So the whole cockpit area is finished in this lovely soft decking, so nice and soft on the feet, especially on those hotter days. You know, really does make a durable wear all round. So with that, this now takes us into the cockpit area, which is enclosed by this huge sliding glass door, which can be locked off in all different places. Right, if I just find the catch now, we go there, so you can have that a little bit quarter open, or of course you can have it fully open and create a space here using your kitchenette here to service the cockpit. So I'm just going to pop the camera down, and we're going to show you this bench both ways, because I think it's quite important. And there's also a never hidden locker under here, which is absolutely huge. So I'm now going to put the cockpit seating into its position as if we were going to dine. So you push down these 2 buttons, let the seat go back, and then you come round, and one click of a button, and that straightens up the backrest to create that huge dining space that we were talking about earlier when obviously the sides are down and you've got the director's chairs out. And then obviously you may have noticed with that out the way, you can, he says, 45-degree angle this and make that into a sunbed, which we might have to do shortly later. As well as having a ton of storage under this cockpit seating, there is another little hidden gem in this cockpit, and I really do like this boat. So we go back to our buttons for the sides, and we are now going to press the unlock button and the technical hatch up, and you will find under here loads more space for storage again. So that's the hatch now fully up. So again, obviously all assisted, so there's no struggling with lifting that manually, etc. And we've got down here obviously batteries. We got the diesel tank for the cooker, there'll be the diesel tank for the heater, grey tank, water tank, everything you need, and then obviously all your trip switches. The owner has put this there himself because he says when these are all filled up, it just makes for a bit better ballast when going along. So you know, that's obviously down to their own preference as well. And then obviously inspection hatch under there, undo that, and then that'll be straight down to your bilges. So yeah, I mean, for 32 feet, this boat certainly ticks a lot of boxes. So I'm now going to put that back down, and we will go onwards into the cockpit. So we're now going to go inside the main cockpit area, which I think, you know, on this mini island, as we keep referring to, you all can agree this is huge. So we've got a nice seating area here. These seats swivel round, so you can have your captain's chair and your co-pilot spin round the face. So if the weather's not too nice, unlike today, you can all sit around the table, which is really nice. This table, obviously worth mentioning, this obviously drops down, handy little button here, and it's electric, so no manual table on board, which is a nice touch. This then flips over, backrest comes out, obviously all being level, and that creates another day bed, or obviously an evening bed, maybe if you've got grandkids with you or kids on board, obviously smaller children, then you can accommodate them as well. Which then brings us swiftly on to the galley on the port side. We've got diesel cooker, so no need for an inverter, or obviously on the shore power, you can use this whilst at anchor, having a great day out on the water. Nice little sink, and then obviously the cover up to use as a chopping board. Again, loads of storage on board. The owner's obviously got everything organised already nicely for a day out. Access to all your systems as well, look, all under there. The all-important fire blanket in the corner. And then your good size fridge under the third pilot seat. Well stocked, as you can see, for a good day out on the water. And a nice little ice box there as well to top it off. So obviously you've got, I mean, these seats, the upholstery is all in good order, all nice and bolstered. Good seating round, plenty of room on board. So if you are using the boat just for the day, you know, there's plenty of spaces for everyone. So here we've got, this is obviously for your diesel cooker that we just mentioned. We've got Webasto heating on board. Obviously got the audio system. The hatch is electric, which we'll show you that a little bit later on the drone. So that opens and closes, which is a really nice feature. And look how much light that brings in. And then, which then brings us nicely to the helm. Now I think this boat sat like this door closed, he says. I mean, you feel like you can go anywhere here. It's almost got that sort of ship style helm, if you like, with good visibility all the way around. Look at that, River Dart, stunning. So we've got glass screens, Simrad, really nice system. Obviously you've got chart plotter on board, echo sounder, Mercury engine management system as well. All nice controls. We've got anchor windlass here, port and starboard wipers, helm station to your starboard side, bow thruster, auto trim tabs, and a nice wireless controller there as well. In here we've got a little pocket, and the boat has got a nice little handy remote for your bow thruster and anchor. So it's a nice little touch. You've got window demisters here as well, because this is the kind of boat, you know, that you can use all round, all year round, should we say, regardless of what the weather's doing, because you can have everything closed up or fully open like we have today. So Simrad VHF down there. all nicely finished this whole cabin is throughout. Your battery isolators switches are here, and then access to them for the wiring will be behind there. But yeah, I mean, this is very, very comfy, whether you're sat at bolster or even sat at the helm with this handy little footrest. So if you're thinking about crossing the channel, you certainly could do it in this boat. So with that, let's go downstairs and show you the accommodation. So we're now about to go down into the cabin on the boat, which is a very nice double cabin. So, you know, there's plenty of space for two of you here. Nice little seat to the port side, so if you're getting ready in the morning. Nice little courtesy lights all around. Look, that low ambient lighting, I'm sure you can see that. Obviously we've got the sunpan on the front, but you've got two hatches here, so a little bit of air into the cabin if you want, and then this huge skylight which just lets loads of natural light in. Nice little shelving here. We've obviously got heating outlet as well, 3-plug charger, and looks like a 12-volt socket out, 2 USBs, so nice little touch. So obviously put your phones and stuff in. And then here behind me we do have the toilet or the heads compartment on board, which finished off lovely, and you got nice little sink, you got cupboard space here. It does open, I believe. Yeah, on the catch there. And then obviously loads and loads of storage for this size boat. And then you've got these two panels here, which I can't do single-handedly, but pop that one and that one open, and that gives you your access to all the back of the electronics in the boat. However, obviously trying to make this area private for when you've got guests on board, you simply lock this out. Ooh. And that closes the heads off fully, which shows us the cupboard on board as well. You can see the owner's got his bits and bobs on there, but yeah, I mean, for this size boat, you can't say fairer than that. There's loads. So with that, let's head out to the bow area and show you that. Just before we head to the bow, again, I've noticed another storage locker, which is pretty deep. I mean, a couple of wellies in there, so that gives you the overall space. So we're now going to head out to the bow area, and by doing that, we press this button to the port side, which unlocks this huge ship-like door, if you like, which brings you out on the port side. We've got this nice soft decking still, like we got on the aft cockpit, and brings you to this lovely sunbathing area, which is obviously just above our accommodation. And you can just sit here, taking the views wherever you may be in the country or the world, and just watch the world go by with a beer, perhaps, or maybe even a glass of wine. Lovely seating all round. I mean, comfortably, that's two of you on there. You can now see that huge sunroof I was on about earlier as well. I just popped them there, some colleagues in the background. Soft decking goes all the way around, as I mentioned earlier. I wanted to also show you this anchor locker, because I actually think for this size boat, this is huge. If I can get it open, he says, here we go. So nicely finished, all gas strutted, nothing's been missed here. But look at that. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fenders in there, all of a good size as well. Nicely finish off with the Saxdor sock, as well as a nice anchor system which sits flush with the hull of the boat, which you will see from the drone footage now, and loads of chain. So yeah, plenty of storage, you know, for those times if you are sort of crossing the channel or heading somewhere for a few hundred miles perhaps, you can put all that stuff away, and it doesn't evade your trip. So then you obviously come around here, and we've got here obviously water tank and waste as well, so if you wanted to pump out with the marine facilities, you can. And there we are. So with that, I think that nearly brings us to the end of what I think is one of our greatest new listings, and we're excited to put this one on the market. So that is the 32-foot private island. We think this boat is great, and we think it offers a lot of potential. So if you're interested, please like, comment, subscribe, get in touch. We'll be more than happy to help. The boat is here in Devon in the UK. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.